We got passports. We got minor kids passports. Too new, too old. I'm like, they know we're gonna be traveling. They know it's on. Once we get, a hold of Corona, they know we are going to travel and we're gonna get those stamps. Believe me, one of the best gifts, one of the best things you can do for your kids, passports. I promise. One of the best things you can give to your kids. Hey guys, it's Kavetta. Welcome back to my channel. Today we will be going over, or I'll be going over how I got my kids' passport here in Mexico. How was it? How long did it take? What did I have to do? Girl, what? You can apply for a passport in Mexico, especially for minor passports? Okay, yes you can. So let's go over some of the info. Okay, so I knew their passports would expire in June of this year before we left last December. But, if you know me, I want to squeeze every last second and every last drop and every last cent out of everything. So I was gonna make, those couple of months go to waste. I wanted to go as long as I could because most countries, they do accept your passport with at least 6 months left on the expiration. So if you have 6 months left in your passport and you're gonna head back before it expires, then you're fine. The country will let you in. Mexico is one of those countries. You can have 6 months and you'll be fine. So when we were coming in December, I left right almost at the 6 month mark because it's June 23rd or something like that, it expires. And we left around December 18th. And I did that strategically. I did that on purpose. So we would, get here before the 6 month. Because even when you're putting in like, when you're checking in online for the airlines, they will kick it back if your passport is less than 6 months also. So like I said, I knew what was happening. I knew it was going to expire, but my intention was, because we have to go back before it expires anyway for their end of course exams, because they're still in public school because of COVID, just public school online. But once we're done with the school year, they'll go full virtual. So they still have those end of course exams with the physical public school. So I knew we were going to go back. So I had decided that we would go back and do the passports while we're back and, get other stuff done. But then I'm like, for some people it's taken a really short time. It depends on where you live. And then for some people it's taken a long time. And I really did not want to sit in the States for, an unspecified amount of time. I don't know how long it would take, 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months. And I didn't want to pay to rush. So I'm like, okay, let me see if I can do it in Mexico. I made sure to look around. It said, okay, you can do it in Merida. Merida is about a 4.5 hour bus ride from here. I was gonna just do it because we're here. I wanted to visit Merida anyway. So that was my plan and that was my thinking coming in. So I brought all the necessary documents with me to be able to do it out here. So of course, remember, kids' passports, minor passports, they're only good for 5 years. And we all did our passport almost 5 years ago. So mine have another 5 years. Theirs is expiring this year. So for getting a new passport, whether you're in the States or outside, it is the same process. So here are the list of things that you need for a minor passport. Okay, so you'll need, first of all, they have to appear in person. So you can't just fill it out, go down there, drop off the form or whatever. As usual, the kids have to be present. You have to fill out the DS-11 form. That's the application form. And the DS-3053 parental consent form for the parent that is not present. You have to fill that out. And that has to be signed in front of a notary with an official copy of their identification. So I didn't do that. I'll touch on that separately. But if you have that from, if you're single, divorced like me, then you have to have that form to be able to file for the kids' passport, whether you're here or in the States. You also need one US passport size photo. I'm trying to remember if it's one we needed in the States, probably. But yeah, so you just need one photo. You need the most recent copy of their passports. So I got a copy of the passports and their passport. You need proof of parentage in the original and a copy. So you need their birth certificate or anything like that. The original, and you need a copy of that. And then you need a valid government issued identification, original and copy. So everything you have in the original, you need it in the copy also. The fee was $115 for minor total. And then they broke it down. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or if it's gonna show properly, but they broke it down. It was, so it's 2 and 2 for the 2 kids. 2 passport execution fees, $70. 2 minor passport, $40. 2 security surcharge, $120. So the total was $230 US for both passports. So that's $115 each. And that's the same price you'd pay back in the States. I'm trying to remember. I'll put it up in here if it's the same price, yay or nay, or how much it is. Yeah, I believe it's the same price. It shouldn't be different. And then you also need a prepaid FedEx or UPS mailing label. So I'll go over all of that in a second. And that mailing label is called a kit consulado. So when you go to the UPS or the FedEx, I went to FedEx, and that's what you're gonna ask for. Okay, so those are the things you'll need. So you print the form, and if you're in PDC, pretty much anywhere you are, there's always gonna be a print and copy place. I went there and I think I paid maybe $1.50 for all my copies, all my print, because I had to print out that form, print out my orders from the court that I'm gonna go over in a second, print out, what is it I print? I don't remember, but I had to make copies of the passport, their birth certificates, my ID, my driver's license and all that. She did give me back the driver's license, those copies, because I had my passport, or she gave me back the passport copies, and then she just looked at the original, and they did take the birth certificates, but it came back in the same package with their passports. And I know in the States, it will come, they say it will come separately, or it may come separately. Here, because you have to prepay for the envelopes, they're not gonna, pay to ship it back to you. You have to pay that fee. They go ahead and send everything back. So for me, if you're a single mom, because I know a lot of single moms follow me, or may just be seeing this for the first time or whatever. I got a divorce about 6, 7, I don't even know at this point, a couple of years ago, and back then I knew I wanted to travel with the kids, and we actually had a cruise planned. And I didn't know at the time that you didn't really need a passport for the cruise. You could just go, which is awesome. But during that time, I planned the cruise, and I know we wanted to go to like Jamaica to visit family and all that. So while we were going through the process, I spoke with my attorney, and I, let her know, okay, I need to be able to travel with the kids. I asked him if you could sign the passport form so they could get their passports. He said no. If you're going through like a crazy divorce that I did, it was ridiculous. He just, didn't want to sign it because anything to control, those type. So my attorney went before the judge during one of our court sessions or court hearings, whatever it is, and asked the judge to have him sign it. And he was there. The judge, went, okay, are you going to sign the passport order, the passport application? And he said no. So the judge asked him, why, do you think she's going to run off with the kids? Why do you want to sign it? And he's like, why do they need to travel? Why do they need a passport? Where are they going? Like, they're traveling the world. That's what a passport is for. It's, it's your right as an American to have a passport. You should, you deserve a passport. I'm like, they need a passport. So, once he said that, the judge was like literally, the judge was looking like, at that point, the entire, my attorney, the judge, we all, everybody saw like who he was and what he was trying to do. So that was just the kick. The judge told my attorney to write up an order allowing me to get the passports by myself without his signature. So that's what I did. And I advise you, if you're going through a divorce or you're going through any kind of, what do you call it? You're doing anything with the kids and your ex or whatever, you're writing up anything, put that in there so you're able to get their passports, because it can just be a pain. You do need both parents, but if you get that order, you do not need to go through all that. So definitely have something like that in your divorce decree or your separation papers or whatever it is. So you have to set an appointment to get the passports. And I think that's pretty much everywhere right now. You have to set an appointment. You can't just walk in anymore because of COVID. So I called in to set an appointment. And they needed like a double spot. So like 12:30 for one kid, 1 o'clock for one kid. It didn't really matter because they just came up with me the same thing. So I probably should have just did one and then, gone in for two, because I waited a little bit more for the double block appointment than if I was just doing one. But whatever the case, it is required that you make an appointment, okay? You got to show up to your appointment on time. The consulate here is actually here in PDC. I know this is shocking because even my friend that's doing her kid's passport, they asked me like a million times, and I think she probably still asking me, like, are you sure you can do kids minor passport in Playa? You have to go to Merida. That's everything that you read, everything that it will show. You cannot do minor passports in Cancun, and that was one of the places that I saw that you could do the passports in Cancun. So, but that's for adults. Most adults will just do that. But for kids, it's always been Merida. So things have changed. You do not need to go to Merida. If you're in Cancun, you can do it in Cancun. So what I did was call the Cancun office to inquire about, making the appointment, setting the appointment, and driving to Cancun, which is like an hour or 45 minutes away. And then I was talking to her, setting the appointment, and I go, oh yeah, I'm coming from PDC, so I have to get there at a certain time, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, you're in Playa del Carmen? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, just go to the consulate there. And I'm like, she's like, yeah, we just opened the new consulate and you can do the passports there. And I'm like, minor passports? And I kept saying minor because I wanted her to understand that it was kids' passport, because that's just, we didn't know. Like, I did not know. Nobody knows. Like I said, I've talked to like 3 people and they're like, you sure minor passports you can do in PDC? So yes, you can do minor passports in PDC. Okay, so the mailing labels, like I said, you have to use FedEx or UPS mailing labels because they're not gonna pay to ship it to you. I know I'm trying to remember if that's what they did in the States or I don't know. I don't remember. It was 5 years ago that I did their passports. But the kit consulata is $31 or so to ship it from Merida to Playa del Carmen. So that's what I paid. The office is on 12 Bis and Avenue 20 Norte, so it's Central PDC. And you just go in, you tell them that you want that kit, and you give them the information. What I did was pick it up at the FedEx office, because mailing in Playa del Carmen or Mexico or just out of the country sometimes gets tricky. And because I live in an apartment, I've seen mail just sitting at the front desk or whatever, and I'm like, this is way too important for me to lose, or for FedEx not to be able to find me because of the address, or all sort of stuff was just going through my head. So I'm like, I'll just pick it up, because it's literally like not even 5 minutes walk from where I am. So it was easy for me to just pick it up. So you go in, you tell them that you want the kit consolada, you pay your 30, I think it was 600 and a little bit pesos plus tax, so that's 30 and change. You pay that, they know exactly what you want. It's good for 2 years. And I went ahead and I bought 2. Then I got the email from the lady at the consulate, just going over the stuff for my appointment, and she's like, oh, and you do not need to buy 2 kits. You just need 1, and we'll put 2 passports in the one. And I'm like, so I spent $60 something. But the good thing is, like I said, my friend, she was gonna do her kid's passport also. So I was able to sell her one of my labels, and all they did was just cross out my name and put her name and her information. So that made it easy. The appointment was super simple, super easy. I don't even know if I was in there 10 minutes. You know, she was just asking how it is going down here in Playa del Carmen, if we're loving it, where we're heading next, you know, just chit-chatting. She looked over all our paper and she took it. That was it. Literally 10 minutes or so. And she took, she did her own copies of something. I don't remember what it was, but she took everything and then she just gave me back whatever I needed. And it took the birth certificates, like I said. So you're gonna lose those for a couple of days, but they do come back with the passports. So the passports, they still go to Merida. So that's the thing. The when she was talking, she said they are a receiving, it is the US consulate, but they're the receiving, like a receiving office. So they receive the passports and they still send it to Merida. So if you're in Merida, it's gonna be way quicker, like maybe half the time, because we had our appointment on a Friday and the kids weren't picked up. So like everybody that did their appointment Monday, Tuesday, you know, that week or after Friday, then Monday, Tuesday, your passports are picked up on Wednesday to Thursday or Wednesday to Friday. That's when they come and pick the kids up, the packages, and take it to Merida. So if you go in like we did on a Friday, your package is not going to leave until that Wednesday or Thursday. So that alone took a couple days. So that's why I said if you're in Merida, it's just right there, boom, and you're done. So you can skip those couple of days, which is still fine because I literally got it back in less than 3 weeks. So once the kit was picked up, I think it was the following Tuesday. Was it the Tuesday? Either the Monday or the Tuesday, I got an email that they got my application and they're going over the information that I provided, all my proof and all my documents that I provided, and they'll let me know. The next day, it said my application was processed, and let me go over. I'm like, it was so quick. Let me see what they said. It was yeah, the following Monday I got an email that the package was received and they were reviewing my application and supporting documents. Then the next day, so Merida got it and sent it to the US, the documents and whatever to the US, something. And then literally the next day it said the US Department of State has mailed your passport book. So they said they mailed it to where I applied. So they literally mailed it back to Merida. So within a day, they printed the passport books and mailed it back to Merida. What? And then the day after, okay, the email said, we're pleased to inform you that your new passport book has arrived. Okay, so yeah. The day after or 2 days after, it says, we're pleased to inform you that that your new passport has arrived in the US consulate in Merida. We are contacting all individuals whose passports were processed by this consulate. This includes application taken at our consular agencies in Cancun and Playa del Carmen. So within days, within that same week, they got it, looked over my supporting documents, printed my passport, and mailed it back to Merida. So now if you were in Merida, you would have gotten your passport that week. The following Monday was a holiday, so that would have slowed things down. Then the next day I got the tracking number that it mailed. I was checking my tracking number with the FedEx kit that I bought, and it shows that it would be delivered 2 days later. So it's literally like an overnight or 2-day shipping. And that was it. Like it said there, you know, sending my stuff. I did look in my email and it said it was mailed on that like everything I'm telling you is the following, like, literally the following day. I don't even know how it was that fast. I don't know what they were doing. Mailing is what took most of the time, and just picking it up, that's literally what it was. So by that Friday, so maybe 2 Fridays now, I went and I picked it up because it said it was ready at the FedEx office to be picked up. Not even 3 weeks. And I just assume, you know, especially because their kids, 1, 2, you're a US citizen outside of the US, they're gonna make sure that you get your passports as soon as possible, because they're not trying to, you know, have US citizens stuck outside of the country without a ways or a means to get back. So even with the pandemic, the longest wait time was just the appointment. And like I said, I could have gotten an appointment earlier if it was just, you know, one at a time or whatever, because I did what I did, went up with 2 kids in 10 minutes. So we literally didn't need 2 separate appointments 30 minutes apart. So it was super easy and super painless to do. The process was just like I did it in the States. I went down, the only thing is I didn't do an appointment. I just went down, gave my information, and I got passports. The best thing too, they sent, okay, and this is a tip, I didn't know, because I chose the regular book, because I didn't know you could get, or it's at their discretion that you get the large book, and it's no extra cost. So I thought it was an extra cost. I wasn't paying attention, I wasn't checking. So I just checked the box for a regular passport book. So don't do that. Check the large and see if you get it. I checked regular, but if you can see, they send the large. Like these 2 are the newer ones. And then these are the old ones. So can you see? So this one has, the regular has, I'm gonna hide that, 28 pages. And then the large has 52 pages. So they got their large passport books with 52 pages. I still have my old one with 28 pages. So I'm like, they know we're gonna be traveling. They know it's on. Once we get, you know, a hold of Corona, they know we are going to travel and we're gonna get those stamps. So my book will probably run out before the expiration date, and then I have to get a new one to keep up with these 52-page books. So yeah, that's it, you guys. Like, it's not bad. If you're outside of the country, just find your consulate. They will guide you, you know, make your appointment go in. It's not gonna take long. I'm just thinking, because you are a US citizen, they're not gonna let their, you know, citizens stay out of the country without a passport. They're not gonna, you know, make you're not able to go back. So I think it's gonna be pretty quick to do it. And I do believe Canadians, you can do that also, because I do have a couple Canadian followers. You can get your passports outside of the country at your consulate also. So yeah, just to recap, get the form. If you you do need that form signed by the other parent. If you don't have that, you know, you might have your divorce decree that says you can do it by yourself, or you have sole custody or whatever it is. Have those papers, make copies of everything, and just do it. Believe me, one of the best gifts, one of the best things you can do for your kids, passports. I promise. One of the best things you can give to your kids. All right, guys, that's it for now. Questions, comments, go ahead, leave them below. And I will be back with tons more information, tons more of what we're doing in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. When are we leaving? Where are we going next? So stay tuned, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.